Hello students, I am Sai Baba here. So in my previous class, I discussed the problem 6, which is based on the isothermal process, for which you get the answer as 418.6 joules is the answer. So next I am going to discuss about adiabatic process in this class. You again concentrate only to listen to my discussion. Please don't write running notes when I am explaining. So I will be showing you the notes in a systematic manner later after completing the discussion about the adiabatic process. So when a system is completely insulated thermally from surroundings, when a system is completely insulated and the system is completely insulated thermally, system is thermally insulated from surrounding. That means the system is surrounded by insulating material or medium so that no heat energy goes into the system from surroundings and also no heat energy goes from surroundings into system. That means when there is no transfer of any heat between the system and surroundings, then the system is said to be undergoing adiabatic process, adiabatic change. So when system undergoes changes in the pressure and volume and temperature, all the three, pressure, volume, temperature, may change. But when there is no transfer of any heat energy between the system and surroundings, that means no heat energy is gained by system from surroundings and no heat energy lost by the system to surroundings. In such cases, the system is said to be undergoing adiabatic process. So in the adiabatic process, dq is 0 and delta q is 0. So applying first law of thermodynamics, in the differential form, dq equal to du plus dw for this process, that is for the adiabatic process. We get, you can substitute dq equal to 0 on the left hand side. 0 equal du plus dw. Or you can write du equal to minus dw. du is the change in energy of system and dw represents the work done by the system, and the system undergoes infinitesimal small change in the state. So integrating both sides, you can write change in energy is equal to minus negative work done by the system. So in the case of an ideal gas, in adiabatic expansion, please concentrate only to listen to my discussion. Please don't write running notes when I am explaining. I will be showing you the notes in a systematic way in my next slides. So in the adiabatic expansion, in any expansion, whether it is adiabatic expansion or isothermal expansion or isobaric expansion, whenever the gas expands, the mean volume increases. We can say delta W is positive. I mean in the adiabatic expansion of an ideal gas, work is done by the gas, delta W is positive. Now delta U is equal to minus delta W. If delta W is positive, delta U will be negative. So during the adiabatic expansion, delta W is positive because work is done by the gas during expansion of the gas. In any expansion, delta W is positive, expansion of the gas. So if delta W is positive, minus delta W will be negative. That means delta U is negative. Delta U represents change in the energy of the gas. That is energy in the final state minus energy in the initial state. Negative is less, delta U is less than 0. That means energy of the gas in the final state will be less than the energy of the gas in the initial state. That means energy of fixed mass of an ideal gas decreases during the adiabatic expansion. Energy of fixed mass of an ideal gas with a given atomicity directly proportional to the absolute temperature of the gas. So when the energy of the gas decreases, you can say the temperature of the gas decreases, Tf less than Ti. That is the temperature of the gas in the final state will be less than the temperature of the gas in the initial state in the adiabatic expansion. So in the adiabatic expansion of the gas, energy of the gas decreases and temperature of the gas also decreases. The same equation, from this equation, you can write delta U equal to minus delta. From same equation, you can write delta W is equal to minus delta U. Delta U is the change in energy, which you can write UF minus UI. So minus delta U, you can write UI minus UF. UI is the energy of the gas in the initial state. UF represents the energy of the gas in the final state. That means work done by the gas in the adiabatic expansion is equal to decrease in the internal energy of the gas. So in the adiabatic process, you are not supplying any heat from outside. dQ is 0 or delta Q is 0. So when you are not supplying any heat from outside, but work is done by the gas during the expansion of the gas. That means the required energy to perform the external work is extracted from its own energy. That means work is done by the gas at the cost of its own energy during the adiabatic expansion. That means when the gas expands adiabatically, a part of the initial internal energy of the gas will be utilized for doing the external work during expansion, because no heat energy is supplied to the gas from surroundings. Therefore, energy of the gas decreases. You must observe the difference between adiabatic expansion and isothermal expansion. The previous class I discussed about the isothermal process. Said in the isothermal expansion of the gas, work is done by the gas, and exactly same amount of heat energy flows into the gas from surroundings, so that the energy of the gas remains constant. But in the adiabatic process, work is done by the gas during the expansion, in adiabatic expansion, but no heat energy is taken by the gas from surroundings. That means work is done by the gas at the cost of it, the expense of its own energy. Therefore, energy of the gas decreases. So the decrease in the energy of the gas will be exactly equal to the work done by the gas during the adiabatic expansion. So in the adiabatic compression, work will be done on the gas. So as I told you, in the adiabatic process, so from first law of thermodynamics, delta Q so in the first law of thermodynamics, right, delta Q equal delta U plus delta W. In the adiabatic process, delta Q is 0. So delta U we write minus delta W in the adiabatic process. So during compression of the gas, during the adiabatic compression of the gas, work is said to be done on the gas. In general, when a gas contained in a vessel is compressed, we say that work is done on the gas, or work done by gas is negative. Delta W is negative in any compression process. Delta W is negative means minus delta W will be positive. So delta is positive. So delta U is positive. Delta U is equal to change in the internal energy of the gas, that is UF minus UI. That is greater than 0. That is internal energy of the gas in the final state will be greater than the internal energy of the gas in the initial state. So internal energy of the gas will increase during the adiabatic compression. So delta W is the work done by the gas. So minus delta W gives you the work done on the gas. Delta W is negative. So minus delta W is positive. That means what? In the adiabatic compression, internal energy of the gas increases, and we can say that increase in the internal energy of gas is equal to work done on the gas. That means work done on the gas will add to the internal energy. So delta U you can write minus UF minus UI. So internal energy of the gas is the final state, internal energy of the gas is the initial state plus minus delta W. Minus delta W gives you the work done on the gas. That means work done on the gas will add to the internal energy of the gas in the initial state in the adiabatic compression, so that internal energy of the gas will increase. If the internal energy of the gas increases, the temperature of the gas also increases. So temperature of the gas is the final state more than temperature of the gas in the initial state. So in the adiabatic compression, work is done on the gas which will add to the internal energy of the gas. Therefore, internal energy of the gas increases. You can compare the adiabatic compression with isothermal compression. In the previous class, I have discussed about the isothermal process. In the isothermal compression, work is done on the gas, but same amount of heat energy will be lost by the gas to the surroundings. In the isothermal compression, work is done on the gas and exactly the same amount of heat energy is given out by the gas to surroundings, so that internal energy remains constant. But in adiabatic compression, work is done on the gas, but no heat energy escapes from gas to surroundings. That means whatever work is done on the gas will add to the initial internal energy of the gas. Therefore, internal energy of the gas increases and temperature of the gas rises during adiabatic compression. So the conclusion you have to remember is that adiabatic expansion causes cooling of the gas and adiabatic compression causes heating of the gas. So if you want to carry out adiabatic process with a gas, the gas must be contained in a vessel which is covered with perfectly insulating walls so that no heat energy goes into the gas from surroundings. So if you want to carry out the adiabatic process with an ideal gas, the walls of the vessel containing the gas must be perfectly thermally insulating so that no heat energy goes from outside into the gas and no heat energy escapes from gas into the surroundings. So that there will not be any transfer of heat energy between the gas and surroundings when the walls of the vessel containing the gas are perfectly thermally insulating. So to carry out adiabatic expansion or adiabatic compression of a gas, the walls of the vessel containing the gas must be perfectly thermally insulating. But perfect adiabatic process is impossible because perfect insulator is not available. So you can minimize the transfer of heat energy between the gas and surroundings by covering the walls of the vessel containing the gas with insulating materials like felt or wood or anything. But you cannot altogether stop the transfer of heat between the gas and surroundings by using a perfect insulator. So perfect adiabatic process is impossible. But in practice, adiabatic process can be approximately achieved by covering the walls of the vessel containing the gas with insulating materials like felt, wood, etc. At the same time, if the expansion or compression is carried suddenly, the gas in a cylinder is suddenly expanded in a short time interval. you can assume that almost no transfer of heat energy can take place from outside into the gas in that short time interval. Because considerable time is required, I mean finite time is needed for transfer of any heat energy to take place from outside into the gas. Which the time required for transfer of heat depends on thermal conductivity of the walls of the vessel and dimensions of the vessel. The same way the gas in the cylinder is suddenly compressed in a short time interval. You may assume that almost no heat energy goes into the gas from surroundings or from gas to surroundings in that short time interval. So sudden expansion of a gas or sudden compression of a gas can be approximately considered as an adiabatic process. So in the adiabatic expansion, as explained, temperature gas falls. Adiabatic expansion causes cooling of the gas and adiabatic compression causes heating of the gas. So temperature of gas does not remain constant in the adiabatic process. Therefore, Boyle's law is not applicable for the ideal gas in the adiabatic process. Boyle's law is applicable for the ideal gas in isothermal process. So for ideal gas isothermal process, all the three variables, pressure, volume, temperature, all the three will undergo a change. Only the perfect gas equation can be applied for ideal gas in the adiabatic process in the initial and final state separately. So next I am going to discuss the calculated work done by the gas in the adiabatic process. So next I am going to discuss the calculation of work done. By the gas in the adiabatic process. There are two methods for calculation of work done. I will discuss the first method, which is discussed in most of the regular textbooks, your 11th class or intermediate first year textbook. This method is discussed. I will discuss another method also, which is more simpler. So for the adiabatic process, of course, there is some relationship between pressure and volume of the gas in the adiabatic process, which are called adiabatic relation. In the new syllabus, which we have at present, that is CBSE board, 11th class board or state board syllabus for Andhra Pradesh. In the present syllabus, you are not given the derivation of this relation. Therefore, you have to take this relation for granted. Of course, this relation can be derived by applying first law of thermodynamics for ideal gas and also using the gas equation and the relation between Cp and Cv. It can prove that the relation between pressure and volume of the gas in the adiabatic process given by PV power gamma equal to constant, where gamma is the ratio of the specific heat of the gas at constant pressure and constant volume. Therefore, product of if Pi is the initial pressure, Vi is the initial volume, Pf is the final pressure and Vf is the final volume. So Pi, this constant, I denote it by K. So in general, work done with the gas in any process, when the volume changes by infinite small amount, is written as dW equal to PdV. From this equation, PV power gamma equal to constant, which is denoted by K, P can be written as PV power gamma equal to K. So P can be written as K by V power gamma. So work done by the gas when the volume changes from Vi to Vf, given by integral dW from V equal to Vi to V equal to Vf. So dW can write P equal to K by V power gamma. So PdV can write K by V power gamma into dV. Because K is a constant, you can put outside integral symbol. So this you can write K into integral of v power minus gamma dv. V equal to vi to v equal to vf. So we use the general formula for integration. Integral of x power n dx you can write x power n plus 1 by n plus 1 plus constant. You need not write the constant of integration when there are limits. Here in place of x you have volume v, place of n you have minus gamma. So you get wk into v power minus gamma plus 1 by minus gamma plus 1 vi to vf. So you can take minus gamma plus 1, can write 1 minus gamma, can carry k inside. So 1 by 1 minus gamma. So k by 1 minus gamma into v, applying the limits here. Vf power minus gamma plus 1 minus vi power minus gamma plus 1. Please don't write running notes when I am explaining. I will show you the notes in a systematic way later. So PI VI per gamma can be written as PF VF per gamma equal to K. So here in the first term on the right side, can substitute K equal to PF VF per gamma. The next term we can write K equal to PI VI per gamma. Therefore I am continuing the calculation here. You can write, if you multiply numerator denominator with minus 1, or here you can write K into Vi power minus gamma plus 1 minus K into Vf power minus gamma plus 1 divided by gamma minus 1. Now we can substitute K equal to Pi Vi power gamma in the first term. So K Vi power minus gamma plus 1 can be written as Pi Vi power gamma into Vi power minus gamma plus 1. So I will show the calculation in my next slide. So here in the first term, we can write K equal to Pi Vi power gamma. The second term, we can write K equal to PF Vf power gamma into Vf power minus gamma plus 1 by gamma minus 1. So Vi power gamma into Vi power gamma minus 1. You can add the powers. So Pi into Vi power gamma minus gamma plus 1 minus Pf into Vf power gamma into Vf power minus gamma plus 1. Vf power gamma plus minus gamma plus 1. So you get work done with the gas in the adiabatic process. Pi Vi minus Pf Vf by gamma minus 1. Or in some of the textbooks, the initial pressure is denoted by P1, initial volume by V1, final pressure by P2, final volume by V2. So then Pi can be written as equal to P1. In place of Vi, you can write V1. In place of Pf, you can write P2. In place of Vf, you can write V2. In that case, you can also express the formula for work done with the gas in the adiabatic process in terms of the temperatures in the initial and final state. So if you apply the perfect gas equation in the initial state, Pi Vi equal to nu R Ti. The Ti is the temperature of the gas initial state. If you apply the perfect gas equation in the final state, PF Vf can be written as nu R into Tf, where Tf is the temperature of the gas in the final state. Nu represents the quantity of gas expressed in moles, a number of moles of gas. Kepler is the molar gas constant. So if you substitute Pi Vi equal nu R Ti here, Pf Vf equal nu R Tf. So the work done by the gas in the adiabatic process is given by Pi Vi minus Pf Vf by gamma. So Pi Vi you can write nu R Ti, applying perfect gas equation in the initial state. Pf Vf equal nu R Tf by gamma minus 1. Therefore, work done by the gas in the adiabatic process can also be written as nu R into Pi minus Tf by gamma minus 1. So work done by the gas is positive if Ti is more than Tf. W is positive. That means during expansion of gas, W is positive, Ti is greater than Tf. That is, or Tf is less than Tf. Final temperature less than the initial temperature, adiabatic expansion. During the compression of the gas, W is negative. So Ti minus Tf is negative. That is, Tf is greater than Ti. That the temperature of the gas increases in the adiabatic compression. You can also arrive at the same conclusion by an alternate method. I would like to discuss the alternate method also for calculating the work done by the gas. So now I would like to discuss the alternate method. Just concentrate to listen. Don't write running notes when I am explaining. I will show you the notes in a systematic manner later. So from first law of thermodynamics, you can write dq equal du plus dw. In the adiabatic process, dq is 0. That means no heat is absorbed by the gas. So dw equal to minus du. But change in temperature of the gas in any process is given by the formula nu Cv dt. So change in the internal fixed mass of an ideal gas. When the temperature gas changes by infinite small amount, dt is given by nu Cv dt. Therefore, dw can be written as minus du. That is minus nu Cv dt. So for finite changes, if integrate both sides, we'll get delta W equal to minus nu Cv delta T. Delta T is the change in temperature of the gas. Cv can be written as I told you earlier, molar Cv, the molar specific constant value, we can write R by gamma minus 1. Delta T, you can write Tf minus Ti. So delta W, you can write nu R into Ti minus Tf by gamma minus 1. So applying perfect gas equation in the initial state, nu R Ti can be written as Pi Vi, and nu R Tf we can write Pf Vf. So this can also be written as Pi Vi minus Pf Vf by gamma minus 1. So now I am going to show the notes for what I have discussed. So now all of you look at the screen here. Now I am going to show you the PowerPoint presentation of the discussion which I have done so far about adiabatic process. That means I am going to show you the notes or give you the notes for whatever I have discussed in the adiabatic process. So those who are writing the notes, please take a pause wherever needed and please copy down these notes. So I am going to read out the notes for adiabatic process now, which is shown on the screen. Even though you are not writing the notes, please look at the summary of the discussion for adiabatic process. So now look at the screen here. I am going to read out the definition for adiabatic process. So when a thermodynamic system undergoes a process under the condition that no heat comes into or goes out of system, then the process is said to be adiabatic. So this is the definition for adiabatic process. So in the adiabatic process, dq is 0 and delta q is also 0. For infinitesimally small change in the state of system, we write heat energy absorbed by the system as dq. For finite changes, we write heat energy absorbed by the system delta q. Those who are writing the notes, please take a pause, finish writing the notes up to here. I would like to show the continuation to this in my next slide. So applying first law of thermodynamics, TD stands for short form for first law of thermodynamics. dq equal du plus dw. For this process we get, so I am substituting dq equal 0 on the left side. 0 equal du plus dw, or du can be written as minus dw. For finite changes, you can write delta u equal to minus delta w. So during adiabatic expansion, delta w is positive, delta u is negative. Delta u you can write uf minus ui. So delta u is negative means uf is less than ui. That is internal gas of final state less than the internal gas is initial state. Or therefore Tf is less than Ti. That is temperature of gas of final state less than the temperature of gas in initial state. So those who are writing the notes, come and take a pause and finish writing the notes up to here. So I am going to show the notes continuation to this. The next slide. During adiabatic expansion, work is done by the gas at the cost of its own internality, as no heat is supplied from outside. Therefore, internality of the gas decreases and temperature of gas falls during adiabatic expansion, which I discussed earlier. During adiabatic compression, delta W is negative, delta U is positive, because in the adiabatic process you can write, as it explained before, delta U equal to minus delta W. So delta W is negative, so delta U is positive. That is, delta U is equal to UF minus UI, so UF is greater than UI, means TF is greater than TI. So during adiabatic compression, the work done on the gas will add to the intensity of the gas, as no heat escapes out from the system. Therefore, intensity of the gas increases and temperature of the gas rises during adiabatic compression. Come on, those who are writing the notes, please take a pause and finish writing the notes up to here. Even though you are not writing the notes, please take a pause and once go through the notes. It is a summary of the discussion I have done about the adiabatic process. So I am going to show the continuation to this. The next slide. So the conclusion you have to remember is adiabatic expansion causes cooling and adiabatic compression causes heating of the gas. So to carry out adiabatic process, the system must be completely thermally insulated from the surroundings. Perfect adiabatic process is not possible because perfect insulator is not available. A very, very sudden expansion or sudden compression of a gas contained in insulating vessel or container can be approximately considered as an adiabatic process, because then there is very little time for the heat to go out or to come into the system. So those who are writing the notes, please take a pause and finish writing the notes up to here. So I'm going to show the continuation to this. That is, I'm going to show you the adiabatic relations. The relationships between pressure P, volume V, and absolute temperature of fixed mass of an ideal gas in the adiabatic process are PV per gamma equal to constant. This is the relation between pressure volume. The relation between temperature, absolute temperature volume of the gas in adiabatic process can be PV per gamma minus 1 is constant. The relation between temperature of the gas and pressure of the gas in the adiabatic process can be T per gamma into 1 minus gamma equal to constant. So you should at least remember the first relation, PV per gamma equal to constant. The old intermediate syllabus, there is the derivation of this relation used to be there, but now in the new test syllabus, the state syllabus for Andhra Pradesh, and also in the CVS syllabus, you don't have the derivation of this relationship in the new syllabus, so I have to take it for granted. But you must know how you can arrive at other two relations, starting from this relation PV per gamma equal to constant, and also using the perfect gas equation. So I am going to show you the calculation, how you can arrive at the second and third relationships, starting with the first relationship between pressure and volume of the gas, and also using the gas equation. That is, I am going to give you the working. Working for what? I am going to show you the working for arriving at the second and third relation. That is, arriving at the relation between temperature and volume of the gas in the adiabatic process, starting from first relationship. So from gas equation, you can write PV equal to URT, or P equal to URT by V, or you can write V equal to URT by P. So to arrive at the relation between temperature and volume, you have to eliminate the pressure P from first relation. That is, you have to substitute the value of pressure P in terms of temperature and volume from gas equation in the first relation. So you substitute here, you substitute P equal to URT by V in this relation to get the relation between temperature and volume. So we have PV per gamma equal to constant. That is URT by V. You can substitute P equal to URT by V on the left side. V power gamma by V can be written as V power gamma minus 1. Because nu is a constant for fixed mass of gas, which represents number of moles of gas. R is a universal constant. So constant divided by constant will be another constant. So TV per gamma minus 1 will be a constant. That is the relation between temperature and volume. V per gamma by V can be written as V per gamma minus 1. So you can arrive at second relationship starting from first relation if you make use of the gas equation. The same way you can arrive at the third relationship starting from first equation by substituting V equal to URT by P in the first relation. So next I am showing the calculation how we can arrive at the third relationship starting from first relationship. Those who are copying the notes, please take a pause and finish writing the notes. So those who are writing the notes, please take a pause and finish writing the notes up to here. I am going to show the continuation to this. So we have P per gamma equal to constant. So from in this equation, we are substituting here V equal to URT by P on the left hand side. Then P power gamma, P power 1 by P power gamma. So you'll get P power gamma minus 1 denominator. So P power gamma divided by P power 1 will be P power gamma minus 1. So T power gamma by P power gamma minus 1 is constant. Or T power gamma is proportional to P power gamma minus 1. So that is the relation between temperature and pressure of the gas in the adiabatic process. So nu is the number of moles of gas, the constant. R is a universal gas constant. So constant power gamma, which is also will be again a constant because gamma is a constant. That means this relationship from this you can get nu R power gamma. I'm just showing the same calculation into T power power gamma by P power gamma. This P you can take denominator by P power 1. P power gamma, P power 1, P power gamma. So you get P power gamma by P power gamma minus 1 equal to constant. Because nu R power gamma is a constant. Constant by constant again a constant. So next I want to show you the calculation for work done by the gas in the adiabatic process which I explained to you earlier. I am going to show you the notes for the same discussion. So now we can write the side heading work done during adiabatic process. Take down the notes for that. The same thing which I discussed previously. PV power gamma equal to constant denoted by K. So which you can write as implies PY VI power gamma equal to PF VF power gamma equal to K. So Pi, PF denote the initial and final pressures of the gas. Vi and Vf denote the initial and final volumes of the gas in the adiabatic process. So work done by fixed mass of an ideal gas when its volume changes from Vi to Vf is given by W equal to integral PdV from Vi to Vf. So we can substitute here P equal to from same equation K by V power gamma. I'll explain previously. Come on, those who are writing the notes, please take a pause and finish writing the notes up to here. So I am going to show the continuation to this in the next slide. So you can put K outside integral symbol. So you can write W to K into integral of V power gamma minus 1, V power minus gamma dV from Vi to Vf. So using the formula for integration, integral V power minus gamma dV, you can write V power minus gamma plus 1. So in the numerator, you make the correction here. Should be V power minus gamma plus 1. So here you can write V power So here integral of V power minus gamma dV can write V power minus gamma plus 1 divided by minus gamma plus 1 between the limits V equal to Vi to V equal to Vf. So applying the limits here, minus gamma plus 1 you can write 1 minus gamma in the denominator. Applying the upper limit Vf power minus gamma plus 1 minus value of function for lower limit is Vi power minus gamma plus 1. Carry K inside, which you can write. Multiplying your denominator is minus 1. So you can interchange the terms in the numerator. You can write K into Vi power minus gamma plus 1 minus of K into Vf power minus gamma plus 1 divided by gamma minus 1. So in the first term on the right side, I can substitute K equal to Pi Vi power gamma. Second term, you can substitute K equal to Pf Vf power gamma. So Vi power gamma multiplied by Vi power gamma multiplied by Vi power minus gamma plus 1. You can add these two. So you get, so 1 by gamma minus 1 into Pi into P subscript I into V subscript I power gamma minus gamma plus 1 minus P subscript F into V subscript F V power gamma plus minus gamma plus 1 minus gamma plus gamma gets cancelled. So you get W equal to Pi Vi minus Pf Vf by gamma 4. So using the perfect gas equation, the initial and final state separately, Pi Vi you can write nu RTI and Pf Vf you can write nu RTF. Come on, those who are writing the notes, please take a pause and finish writing the notes up to here. So I am going to show the continuation to this. That is the next slide. So from gas equation, I have written Pi Vi equal nu RTI and Pf V equal nu RTF for deriving the above relation, where Ti and Tf denote the initial and final temperatures of the gas on absolute scale. So alternate method, which I discussed earlier, I'm going to show the notes for alternate method also. For a fixed mass of an ideal gas in any process, delta U means change in interaction with the gas. You can write nu CV delta T. Of course, nu represents the quantity of gas in moles. CV is the molar specific heat of the gas at constant volume. And delta T is the change temperature. In the adiabatic process, you can write delta Q equal to 0. From first law of thermodynamics, delta Q equal to delta U plus W is 0. So you can write W equal to minus delta U. So you can substitute delta U equal to nu CV delta T. CV is the molar specific heat at constant volume, which can be written as R by gamma minus 1. Delta T, you can write TF minus TI. So you get nu RTI minus nu RTF by gamma minus 1. Nu RTI, you can write PIVI from starting equation at the top. Nu RTF equal to PFVF. So work done with the gas in the adiabatic process can be written as PIVI minus PFVF by gamma minus 1. Those who are writing the notes, please take a pause and finish writing the notes up to here. So since here we have to use the relation CV equal to R by gamma minus 1. Finish writing the notes up to here. So those who have finished writing the notes, please look at the problem on the screen. You can take a pause. Please try this problem yourself first. So I will be discussing this problem in my next class. I will begin showing the same problem in my next class, and I will be discussing this problem in next class. Don't get worried about this problem in case you are unable to solve.